Right, hello, welcome back to BJG Reptiles. I'm Brandon, and today I'm going to be showing you my reptile room. So, as you can see behind me, this is all the reptile room. I'm recording this at night because most of my animals are nocturnal. So, as you walk into the room, you're immediately met with the hatchling rack, the first rack there, second rack, and then the ball python rack with the animals on top. So I'm going to start at the hatchling rack, which is here. So the first one is Bernard, who is due an upgrade. He is a lesser yellow belly royal python, and yeah, like I said, he's due an upgrade, but currently he's in this. Then we move to two snakes that I've actually just fed. So these are the water snakes, Colin and Liliana. So Colin is there. He is the bigger one. Liliana will be hiding, but I'll show you her enclosure anyway. Liliana's actually down there, look. They have both just eaten a pinky, the fourth pinky consecutively, which is absolutely brilliant because they were eating fish before. So being on pinkies, they will grow a little bit quicker, they'll get a little bit bigger, and also they'll be eating the right things. Then we'll move over to the first rack here. So this is Jaffa's enclosure. Jaffa's right there. She's actually just rejected food for like the first time ever since I've got her, which is fine. She's in need of a clean out, but yeah, this is Jaffa, the corn snake. She was originally a friend's pet, but he could no longer care for her, and she's now in my care. She's doing brilliantly. As you can see, there's a couple of stretch marks on her. She was a little bit overweight, but she has lost a lot of that weight now, so she's a pretty healthy weight now. Then we move down to my first ever snake, which is Henry, the Mex king snake, or the San Luis Potosi king snakes, or the Lampropeltis mexicana. So as you can see, he's back here. He's a wonderful red colour. I've actually just left a mouse in there with him. You can see it kind of there, a little wrap up. He's probably going to eat it overnight. Sometimes he doesn't strike feed. He's only done it once since the surgery he had last year, which after that surgery we discovered he's actually terminally ill. So I'm not sure how long we will have left with Henry. But yeah, this is his enclosure, and that is my king snake. Then we move down to the first gecko. So this is actually my youngest gecko, my second ever gecko. It's also my girlfriend's gecko. His name is Blue. He is quite the personality. He absolutely loves coming up and eating. He sits here and he just sits and eats locusts and mealworms and doobie roaches, whatever you want to feed him. He is an eclipse, and he is a gorgeous, gorgeous animal. And then we move down to my bottom tank here. This is my first ever leopard gecko, so that's Pascal right there. We believe he is a hypo. He's currently in shed, I believe, but this is his enclosure. I've literally just cleaned that poop, and he's gone and pooped there again. Cleaned it yesterday. Yeah, he's a personality, but in a different way. He actually, when you open this enclosure and he knows it's feeding day, he comes from that coconut oily side and he runs all the way over here, and he just expects you to feed him, and he absolutely demolishes 3 locusts exactly every single time and then stops eating. As you can see, he doesn't eat a lot of mealworms. Put them in there anyway with some calcium dust on them, but he doesn't eat them very often. And then we move over to the next rack, and we move over to Helix, who I believe has mites, unfortunately. So he's going to have some treatment, but I do have some treatment ready there. And we'll say hello to Reggie while he's out. This is my hamster, my Russian dwarf hamster. Hi, Reggie. He's gorgeous. He's just asking for food right now. But yeah, this is Helix. This is a spider ball python. He is also a rehome, but from snakes and adders. He's not a breeding animal. He's purely just a pet animal, and also an advocate for my channel. And I have actually talked about him in the last video I did, and how bad he is, because he's actually got the neurological issue that comes with the spider ball python sometimes. He has a wobble and what's called a spiral, hence the name Helix. But yeah, that's his enclosure. Then we move down to Gordon, who is in this coconut. This is also my fiance's animal. This is a Western hognose. He is a red jag, so a red line jaguar, and he's also het for toffee belly and albino, I think. Could be wrong. That is his enclosure. Yeah, I mean, he's there, so we're not going to be able to see a lot of him, but that's Gordon in there. Then we move down to the first nocturnal animal. So this is Cherim, the ball python. She's actually just struck that mouse there and then decided not to eat it, so I'm not going to show you that. But she's basically my dumpster, so whenever another animal doesn't eat, I just throw it in there with her. If she doesn't eat it, I'll remove it in the morning. But she is a super pastel purple passion, so super pastel, a Mojave and a phantom. She's a beautiful, beautiful animal. My first female ball python. As you can see, she's in food mode right now. And then we move down to Anubis, who is my first ever royal python I bought. So this is Anubis Viv. He is a normal het TSK and he's heavily in shed right now, so I'm not going to bother him too much, but that is Anubis. Then we move over to the ball python rack, which is here, but I'm actually going to show you on top again. So that's Reginald there, the Russian dwarf hamster. He is my personal pet. And then we go over here, I'm hoping she's under here. You can kind of see the back end of her there, a leg. That's a Kari, my curly hair tarantula, or my Nicaraguan curly hair, or my T-elbow for the spider fanatics. You can see, let's see if we can see her. You can see her right there. She's a beautiful, beautiful animal. She just eats locusts, dubia roaches, whatever I have on hand. In here is the first royal python on the ball python rack. So this is Eris. As you can see there, she is a leopard het pied female. She's a big female. I'm not going to bother her because I've already bothered her once today and I don't want to bother her too much. In here is Anubis. You can see him back there. He is a pinstripe het pied male royal python. He has actually just been in with her, and so Zippy down here, but I'll get onto him in a minute. He is the smallest adult male I have. He's really small, but he is an adult. He's 2 years old, I believe, and he is weighing about 800 grams. He's just really small. Now we move to the last female of the collection. This is Ophelia. As you can see, her enclosure needs a clean. It's all mucky on the rub. She is just a GHI. She's a really light example of a GHI though. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it from there. But she's like really grey. She's got paradox spots. She's a very, very interesting looking animal. And she's actually the smallest female I have. Oh, are you actually coming to say hi? Nope, you're just gonna stare at the camera. Okay. But that's Ophelia, the GHI ball python. And then in here, you're not gonna be able to see him because he's hiding, but in there is a normal het pied ball python. I bought him at the same time that I bought Cherim, who is actually just eating now, which is really cool. That's really cool. Don't usually catch her eating, she usually does it when I leave. How cool is that? But yeah, that was the quick tour of the reptile room. I've also got, you know, my miscellaneous stuff. An empty enclosure there, empty enclosure there, empty enclosure, another empty enclosure, substrates down there. Got my snake hooks. Yeah, I mean a broken incubator, my actual incubator, which is just there. This is the incubator. My hamster ball, blah blah blah, all my materials, the ReptiSafe stuff. Yeah, this is my reptile room, and this has been my reptile room tour. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, don't forget to give a thumbs up, and if you haven't, please explain why. Feel free to comment below. I will reply to anyone's comments, and yeah, that's it. I shall see you next time. Goodbye.